Okay, hello everyone. It's nice to see everyone here tonight. I'm going to talk to you about how to make money from our products because my guess is everyone here is sitting here in order to learn how to make money from this, not just because you love our products. But that's actually where this starts. This business starts with our products. And as you know, we just got a great presentation from Steve, and he's talked about all of our products. And you are probably already using this type of product in your household. It just may not be the Atomy brand yet. So what you want to do is you want to switch your shopping habits and switch to the Atomy brand. And then if you use it and you like it, and you're probably also saving money from it because it's cheaper than what you were buying before, you can start telling other people about it. So that's because this business is completely based upon the consumption of the products. It's not about finding people to do the business with you. It's actually about finding as many consumers as you possibly can. And all of our products are based on this model. It's on absolute price, which means these are the lowest price these products can be sold. No one out there, whether they're wholesalers or online shopping or whatever, they cannot beat us out on this product at this quality. And then they're also absolute quality products. So these are also globally in the whole world the best product that you can find. And if you're hearing that for the first time, it kind of sounds a little bit like an exaggeration, a little bit, like a hoax or whatever. But from my own personal experience of using these products, they really are the best that I have ever used. So I totally believe in this system. And the company is actually, concerned about the customer success. So even if you're not doing this as a business, if you're buying these products and using these products, you're probably going to get healthier from using, taking our HemoHim and the probiotics and vitamin C and omega-3. And then you're also getting more beautiful and more younger looking too. So you're benefiting, and then you're going to save money too. So you're benefiting just from using the product, so that, in that sense, you are succeeding. You're achieving a small level of success from just being a consumer. So the income driver for this business is on the voluntary consumer reordering. It's not about people that's doing the business with you, like I said. As long as you have people that are using the products on their own and they're voluntarily reordering them as they run out, you're going to start earning commission, and you're going to continue to earn commission. So it leads to residual income, which I'll go into a little more detail later. So you don't have to look for people to do this business with you. If you've done network marketing before in the past, you may have found people starting to, stop taking your calls. They start running away from you if they see you because they feel burdened by this business. But in this Atomy business, you're not burdening them and you're not harming anyone. So as long as you have people, like I said, that love the products, then you're, well on your way. And how is Atomy different from those other network marketing companies? The first one is that we have no fees whatsoever. We don't have a joining fee. We don't have a website fee. We don't have an annual fee. The only requirement is that you purchase one product within a year. And the cheapest product we have right now is the hand soap, which, is this back in stock now? I think it is. So this is $3.50. If you can afford $3.50 soap in a year, you get to keep your membership for a year. So that's the company wants to eliminate anyone that has no interest in Atomy at all. So if you haven't bought anything for a year, they figure you don't care about your membership, so they eliminate you automatically. So that's the only requirement. And then we have no other requirements. We have no monthly purchases, no auto ship. So unless you need the products, unless you want to buy the products, you're not obligated to make any purchases. There's no auto shipping. They don't force you to meet a certain, monthly, quota or something like that. So it's only whenever you need to make the purchase, you can do it. And then we have other unique benefits, and it's that we have no point resets. There's no limit to the levels. There's levels of partners or members. There's no time limit to do this business. And we are Yes Global. So as you can see here, everything is no, 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 no. Why is that? Because other companies, it's yes, 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 yes to everything up here. But it's no down here for the other company. So what the global means is that it doesn't matter where you're located in the world. If there is an Atomy branch open and we are just starting out, we're going to add more and more as the years go by. Everyone's connected 100% through Atomy. So this company started in Korea and then they expanded into US and Canada. We have other branches in Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Taiwan, Philippines, and Cambodia. And then this month, at the latest, maybe next month, Malaysia is supposed to open. Mexico, the official grand opening is going to be probably February of next year, but they've already allowed registration of the members. So you can start registering Mexico citizens into the Mexico branch. And then next year, we also have Vietnam and Thailand opening up. Possibly Colombia is the next South America country too. So this means that even if you don't know anyone in these other countries, you may eventually get partners in these countries. Because I have, points when you look at your the points that come up from your downline, by the first number in the order number, you can tell which country the order was made in. So I have orders from Korea, I have orders from Taiwan. That's kind of about it for now. But I don't know those people. But apparently, people that are my members or partners know people in those countries, so they become my members too. So all those points come from all over the world, and you don't have to necessarily, you probably most likely won't know all those people. And then we have the commission sharing. The commission sharing in other companies, it kind of looks like this. The company structure looks like a pyramid, but all structure looks like this. Even your family is structured like this. You have a limited number of people at the top. You have a lot of people at the bottom. This is natural. But in the other companies, the 90% of the profits go to just the 1% of people at the top. And then the 1% of the profit at the bottom gets shared by 90% of the people at the bottom. So the people down here are always sharing that 1% of the money. As the company gets bigger, it's just the people at the top that are getting richer and richer. The company gets bigger, these people get richer, not the people down here. You can never catch up to them. In our company structure is the same, and the possible benefit structure starts to look the same, but then our CEO Park did one thing different, which changed the playing field for everyone, which made it possible for everyone to become successful in Atomy. And that is to put a limit on how much money you can make. When you do that, there's extra commission that gets given up by the people down here, and it doesn't go into the pockets of the people at the top. It comes back down to give us a larger commission pool. So in essence, we are getting more money to share amongst us because they are giving up that extra commission. So as our company gets bigger, the commission pool gets larger and larger. So it doesn't matter when you start this business. Like that other business, you can never catch up to the people that started before you. In this company, you can, because everyone starts making at about $70 a day. And then once these people at the top reach this limit of $50,000 a month, they're just going to stay there and wait for everyone else to catch up to them. So they cannot go any higher. It doesn't matter how much volume they have from their downline. They're just going to stop there, and everyone will eventually be lined up here, making the same exact amount of money. So you can catch up to them. And then there's two means of compensation in this company. We have the general commission and then the Mastership Bonus. So in order to start earning commission, you have to understand that there's a cost to the product, which has nothing to do with your commission. And then there's the PV, which is how the commission is calculated. So if you look online, if you go to our shopping mall and you go online, it tells you how much the product costs. But right underneath the price, it tells you how much PV it's worth. PV stands for point value. And the company calculates commission based on the PV. So all of our products at this point has just a single price and a single PV. But there's two products, the HemoHim and the Six System, which has a different price system. So the HemoHim, you can buy one box at $159, but if you buy more, the unit price comes down. So it's like bulk purchasing. If you buy 4 boxes at once, the unit price comes down to $88. So from a consumer's point of view, it's much more beneficial to buy 4 boxes at once. But and same thing here. The Skincare 6 system, you have the option to buy it at $88 for the 1 box or buy it at $159 for the 1 box. But if you buy it at the higher price, you get a higher amount of PV. So if you just want to buy the product at a cheap price, you're going to buy it at $88 and get a core of the points for $25,000. But if you sometimes, as you're doing the business, you need the points more than the product. So then you would buy it at the higher price and you get 100,000 PV. So that's the option the company gives you for a business person to benefit the business person. And then in order to start earning commission, you have to first build up your own PV. So when you get your member ID and you log into your account and you start buying products, you accumulate the PV from those products in your own account as your personal PV. But your personal PV does not give you any income and it's just for qualification purposes. But the other good thing is these points never expire. So once you have it stored in your account, unless you let your account expire by not buying anything for a year, it's going to be there for the rest of your life. And then we have 4 different personal PV classes, which are the different qualification levels for the commissions. And the first one is called agent. You need 300,000 points in your own account to be qualified at the agent level. At the special agent level, you need 700,000. Dealer needs 1.5 million. Exclusive distributor needs 2.4 million. But then they have this other option, which is the A option is a once-in-a-lifetime qualification. Because your points never expire, once you have 300,000 points, you're qualified at the agent level for the rest of your life. The second option is a month-to-month basis. And it's based on the points from the previous month from your downline. Initially, this doesn't really benefit you. So I recommend that everyone get yourself to the 300,000 PVs and you don't have to worry about it for the rest of your life. This one is going to benefit you later on, but this one is going to apply to you sort of automatically. As you build up consumers, you're naturally going to be qualified at this exclusive distributor level. And we can go over that later when you get to that point, but just get yourself to 300,000 first. And then in order to start earning commission, you're going to have people in your group. We are a binary system, so we have a left leg and a right leg. And you use the products, you like it, you start telling other people about it, and hopefully you start signing those people up as your members, and they start using the product. So you have members on your right side, members on your left side. We have the left group and the right group. And the PV that comes from the people in your downline is what's called group PV. And it's the total sum of all the points in your group. So if this person buys something for 100,000 PVs, and this person buys 50,000 PVs worth of products, this person buys 50,000 worth of products, you have a total of 200,000 left group PV. And then it's separate on your right side, but it's everyone on your right side, whatever they purchase, it's the total sum of all of their purchases. And then it's unlimited levels, meaning it doesn't matter how many levels of people you have in your downline. It can be 100, it can be 100,000, it could be 1 million people. You're going to accumulate the points from all of those people. The other companies, most of them will cut you off at a certain point. And actually, it's not that many levels. One example I heard from, I've never done network marketing, this is my first and my last, but from people that have done other companies, they cut you off at the 5th level. That's only 5 levels of people. But yeah, and then if you want to override, more people, you have to do more. You have to actually buy more products with your own on your own account to override to maybe the 7th level, and then it's the 10th level. So they really limit you on that. But we are totally unlimited. You can go as far as you want, and then it's unlimited accumulation, meaning until you get your money, your commission check, the points are going to accumulate and be there. Continuously. Okay, that's kind of funny. So they never reset. They don't expire. They don't reset at the end of the month like other companies do. To give you an example, my parents signed up for Atomy like 6 years ago. And one of the first people they signed up was, of course, me and my brother. I've actually only been doing this business, I guess it's not only anymore. It's been almost 2 years now. But I was a consumer for more than 4 years. I actually had no interest in doing this business. I never even imagined for a second that I'd be standing here doing this. But I saw the light, I saw the vision, and I wanted a part of it. But my brother still has no interest. So, because he's been there for like over 6 years, he has a lot of people in his downline because my parents have worked hard, and he has a lot of points on that side. So it's over 33 billion points on his left side, but he has nobody on his right side, so it's 0 points on his right side. And so that 33 billion is going to continue to grow until he decides one day to do the business and start getting people on his right side and start, those people start buying. So it's going to continue to accumulate, until he gets his commission check, which maybe never, or once he sees my parents and I becoming richer and richer, he'll wake up one day and say, oh my God, look at all these points on my side, I have to get some more on this side. And hopefully I think that's my parents' plan. Okay, so when you start, when you have 300,000 points on each side minimum, that's when you get your first check for about $70. You have to be qualified at that agent level, the 300,000. And then you get your commission. And then as your sales volume grows, the people in your downline, you have more people buying more products, the points starts to grow too. So if you have 700,000 on both sides, your commission is doubled to $140 now. At 1.5 million is $280, 2.4 million is $420, 6 million is $700, 20 million is $1180, 50 million a day gives you $1,400 a day. And this is that limit. If you go over 50 million points, you still make only $1,400 a day. Now, if you calculate $1,400 a day in a month, you can actually still make like $38,000. So if you have no business partners whatsoever for whatever reason, as long as you have a ton of consumers, you can still earn $38,000 a month. The money is actually based on the smaller group PV. So if you have 50 million points on the left side and you finally get to 300,000 on your right side, you're going to be earning $70. So my brother, when he gets his first check, it's going to be $70. Because if the company paid you on the bigger leg, he would have made like $70,000, $80,000 by this point, but he didn't do any of that, so that's not fair. So that's why the company pays you on the smaller leg. And once you get your commission, that's when the point resets back to 0. Just your group points, not your own personal points. And then it's also global, like I mentioned. So as you can see here, if you do the math, as you go up in the sales volume, the percentage of the commission you make actually reduces. So they make it harder for you to get to the higher levels, unlike other companies, and they give you less money as you go to the higher levels. And the reason for that is because when you're, when you're accumulating this much points in your downline in a day, that's not your points. It's from the people that are working hard in your group. So that's why they want us, take that extra commission, pass it down to the people that are the ones that are, actively working on meeting consumers and selling the products. And then, they take less, they're not profiting off of the work of other people, basically. And then we have the Mastership Bonus. So we have 7 different levels of Mastership. And the first one's called Sales Master, and it goes all the way up to Imperial Master. There's a bonus pool set aside for the Mastership bonuses, and half of that goes to just the Sales Masters. The other half gets shared amongst the other 6 levels. So this is, once again, the company supporting the people that are starting the business because it's harder in the beginning. It gets easier as you go up. You decided to do the business. You should actually set small goals for yourself. You can't be like, okay, I'm going to be an Imperial Master in 2 years, because that's not going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, you're going to give up. So set realistic small goals. And your first goal would be to become a Sales Master, the first level. And in order to do that, we have 2 challenge periods in a month. The first 15 days of the month, the 16th to the end of the month. And you need to be qualified at the special agent level for yourself, which means 700,000 points, or the other method, which we can go over later if you want. And during one of these challenge periods, if the total group PV is 2.5 million on both sides, you become sales master. The first time you do it, you get these 3 products as a promotional bonus from the company. And you also get a Mastership bonus of about $450. So, okay, so in order to, how do I want to explain this? This $450, okay, I'll go on. So once you become a sales master, you don't stop there, because if you only do it once and you don't do it again, you don't get the extra $450 bonus. That's every time you get to 2.5 million on both sides, you get the extra bonus. So if you don't get it, you don't lose your sales master title. You get to keep that for the rest of your life, but you don't get the bonus. And if you don't get the bonus, what's the point, right? So the first, during the first challenge periods, ideally you would get a general commission of about $560, which is 8 checks. That's about 2.4 million points. That's probably not really going to happen, but it could. I mean, you're going to probably see a lot of point flushing from one side or the other. And then if you make the total 2.5 million, you get that extra Mastership bonus to give you about $1,000 total commission for the first period. And then if you do it again for the second period, you get another $1,000. So it gives you a residual income of about $2,000. So this money, as long as it's the points are coming up voluntarily from the people, the consumers in your downline, this becomes residual. So it doesn't matter if you're sick, if you get, God forbid you get sick and you get hospitalized for a couple of weeks, this money is still going to come into your bank account. If you go away on vacation for a month, so what? You get this money in your bank account. If I stopped working right now, I would stop making money. So that's the difference between linear income, which means you get paid on the work that you actually do, and residual income, which is money you get to earn whether you're doing the work or not. $2,000 a month, if this was your only income, $2,000 a month, that's not that much money. But if this was extra income in addition to what you're making now, this can totally change your lifestyle. So to use an example Peter used last time, if my mortgage right now I think is less than $2,000 a month. I don't know the exact amount because my husband does the bill. He does accounting work, so it's part of his job. But if I had extra $2,000 and we were going to pay $4,000 a month for a house, or in my case, there's another place I want to live in. If you know, in Fort Lee, there's a big, tall glass building right by the George Washington Bridge. It's called the Modern. That one, for $4,000 a month, you can get a nice 2-bedroom apartment. I actually went there, did an open house, and checked it all out. It's, a nice 2-bedroom apartment, and that place has a nice pool. It's got a barbecue area. It's got a kids' playground outside, a playroom inside, a little theater, a golf thing, a spa, a ton of amenities. If you lived here, you would never have to go away on vacation because it has everything that the hotel has. So you can use all that. It's part of your rent, actually, so you don't pay extra for it. So $4,000, you're good to go. Actually, that's one of the nicer units. So if you had for $2,000 extra, you only need a couple hundred extra to change your car. Cars aren't that expensive because you pay on a monthly basis. So extra $2,000 can completely change your lifestyle. So if you look at it that way, it makes a big difference. And then in order to become an auto sales master, just look at the products that you're using first. If you're not really using the products, you're not really going to get consumers that use a lot of the products. These are only some of the products my husband and I use, and we are using already over 100,000 PBs worth of products. So they say a loyal customer uses on average about 100,000 PBs worth of products. And you want to find auto consumers, which means they use more than about 5 different varieties of products. They know how to sign people up by themselves, and they have the ability to go online themselves and order for themselves. That's an auto consumer. You need to find more people that can do that. If you have 25 households on both sides during the first challenge periods that are consuming 100,000 PVs worth of products in a month, you're going to get to 2.5 million easily. If you have another 25 households that consumes 100,000 PVs worth of products, you get another 2.5 million points to give you a sales master for the first period, sales master for the second period. And if you do this continuously, you become what we call an auto sales master. So, by numbers, you need about 50 households on both sides, or 100 on households total, which sounds like a lot. If someone told me I had to come up with 100 people or households that can use all these products all by myself, bye, see you later, I ain't doing it. I don't know that many people. And I'm not good at talking to people either. But this is a teamwork company, teamwork. It's not as... You start to get people that are interested in the business, and they also have to come up with people that want to use the product. It becomes their hundreds becomes a part of your 50 households. So you can do less and less. So it's a lot easier because you're working as a team. And then once you become a sales master, as you're working to become an auto sales master, work to make your partners sales masters. And by doing that, you will actually become an auto sales master. And by doing that kind of work, by helping other people, you will automatically be pushed up to the diamond master. The sales master and the auto sales master level is the hardest work for this. It takes time to build up, and it's all about the points. So it's a lot of work, and it takes it's hard to get there. But the CEO says once you get to auto sales master level, 90% of your success is done. You're guaranteed to succeed. So keep at it. You'll be pushed up to the diamond master, and when you do that, you get a laptop in addition to the other 3 products. The laptop back there I'm using is what I got when I became a diamond master. And then it just kind of it's always the same. It's as long as you're working to help your partners, you get pushed up to the next level, and the bonus starts to be bigger and bigger and bigger. Where at the final level, it's going to be $1 million in cash, Okay, and you get an office with a secretary, a chauffeur with a limo, a vacation, and just for a business expense account, you get $120,000 in a year. It's a lot more money than I'm making right now, and that's just the business expense account. So it's these people are some of the people, very, very few number of people that have achieved this sort of success. And this is Jason and Judy Shim. Here's our CEO, if you saw him last week. They became a Star Master last year, and this is $10,000 they got as part of their bonus. And these people became Royal Masters, and they got $10,000, $50,000. This is the only one I remember. I know them, so I know this is $10,000. I don't know them, and I don't know how much money that is. That I know is $300,000 in the luggage. And so this is our first Crown Master, Chung-Soo Park, and this was her load of cash that she got, which is actually this picture, I think, inspired my husband to not really do this work himself, but to let me do this work. So he doesn't stop me from doing this, because he saw this and he said, on the way home from seeing this picture, he said, when do we get that luggage of cash? So he believes in this company, and he sort of supports me doing it, but not enough for him to come out yet. But it's because he's busy. I'm not blaming him for it. So the income level for this business at each level, and this is if you maintain that mastership. If you become an auto whatever master, you can make about $2,000 to $4,000 as a sales master. For a diamond master, you can make about $4,000 to $10,000, and it goes all the way up until you get to about $50,000, and that's where you stop and you get to wait for all the other people, so that eventually everyone can be just traveling around the world, going on vacations, and having a luxurious life, not having to think about I have to go to work today or something like that. So these people are actually proof that this company works. We have something called the Leaders Club, which are people that earn $100,000 a year or more. So right now we have over 300 people that earns this amount of money. And then there's also 130 Royal Leaders Club members who earn $200,000 a year or more. And Jason and Judy, they're in the Royal Leaders Club. They're making about $200,000 a year or more. This is Terry's son she actually became a new Star Master last month. And then this is Susan Chang and her husband. Susan's sitting right there. She's also, the three of them, they're in the Leaders Club. Just in May, there was 212 Leaders Club members and 96 Royal Leaders Club members. So in 5 months, we have more than 100 people getting into these these clubs. These people are all in Korea, so I don't really know any of them. But that's 5 months. We have over 400 people earning $100,000 a year or more. I don't know if there's any company out there that can claim this. Probably not. So they are the evidence that this company works for everyone. Because here, the people that are successful, there's people that are like over 80 years old. I think there was an 84-year grandmother that got into the Leaders Club recently. There's someone that only has like an elementary school education level. There's all sorts of people in here, young, old, educated or not, but every one of them that worked for it were able to become successful. So the hardest thing about this business is sticking with it. Because like I said, in the beginning, it's very slow. All these products were made for the consumers. So they don't give you that much PV, and they last a heck of a long time. So it takes time for these people to start buying it again. But the company focuses on the consumers because that's the only way for this company to last. If it was focusing on the business people, it becomes the same as all the other companies out there. But because of that, it takes time to build up. As long as you don't give up, you will become successful. I wasn't here 6 years ago when this company, the US branch opened up, but Jason and Judy, they were actually one of the first people that started here, and Peter was here back then. My parents were here back then, but everyone that stuck with this business from 6 years ago are the people that are successful. Everyone else that dropped out are no longer here. So it says that the couple quotes that I found that I like is opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. And this guy said, that was Thomas Edison. This guy, Art Jonik, I think he's like, I forgot what he is, but he's like, whatever. He says, it's amazing how people think 4 years is a long time to succeed in business, but think it's all right to stay broke at a job for 40 years. So think about it. If you have a normal job, which most of us here probably does right now, you have to work until you get into your 60s, and then you can retire. Hopefully you get some Social Security coming, and maybe you saved up for some sort of a retirement plan. But most people think that's okay. But they think having to work a couple years, 3 to 5 years for Atomy is not okay. So they give up very easily. But in 3 to 5 years of Atomy, you can retire instead of working into your 60s. For me, that means like, okay, I can't say 30. That's like 25 more years that I have to work. Some people might be a little closer, but I don't want to work for another 25 years. That was actually one of the main reasons I got involved in this business, because I saw this similar presentation, and I believed in it. I'm kind of very not gullible. I'm very simple-minded. If I think it's true or if I believe in it in something, unless someone proves me otherwise, I'm going to believe in it for the rest of my life. So I saw the vision immediately. I'm not giving up for any reason, because I do want to retire in like 3 to 5 years and live, and not just retire. I'm retiring with $50,000 a month. I'm going to be living this luxurious life, traveling around the world that I had never even imagined, because, my husband and I, we make good money right now, but that's a different lifestyle that is way beyond what we're making now. And if you're poor, if you're born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's your mistake. So I'm sure everyone here has worked very hard for their, for all their lives. They're working very hard right now too, but you're still not successful, which is why you're sitting here. And it's not your fault. It's not because you were being lazy. It's just because you didn't meet the right tool to do this, to become successful. So you've been handed this gift called Atomy, which is the correct tool, which is probably the only tool in the world that can make anyone successful. But not everyone can succeed, because not everyone can stick with it and do the job. So it's not your fault up until this point, but now that you know about Atomy, if you give up on it and you don't become successful, then that is your fault. Thank you.